Welcome back, Bay fans. Today we have the second video in the 3 of the new Hasbro CX releases, this being Fort Hornet Round 760 Taper. Fort Hornet is our balance type, with more idea going to balance with our 760. 760 first coming to us with Leon Crest, and being a good option for extra weight for Pegasus Blast wheel. So we are going to open it up, compare its parts, and of course put it in the stadium to battle against other bays you might find in your local scene to see if this is a pickup or a skip. Okay, Fort Hornet out of the box. Time to break down the parts, starting with our Hornet lock chip with the nice deep orange, the black and yellow Hornet with the Stinger ready to defend. Next we move on to our Fort main blade, the yellow and brown honeycomb along the outer edge with the same protrusions as our Hell's Reaper or Reaper Incendio, which Hasbro already made a release of not very long ago. But I do like that Hasbro is redesigning some of their Beyblades and making Hasbro exclusives just to give us extra variations and releases throughout the year, as all 3 of these are Fort Hornet, Wriggle Kraken, and Antler Stag, or Hasbro exclusives. Next, our round assist blade. Round coming to us first from Wizard Arc. The shape being half circles, supposed to take and bounce attackers back, as well as keeping air moving through the hollow points, hopefully making Fort Hornet a little bit more stable and center balance in the stadium. And for anyone playing the game on the phone, here's the code. I will hold still for just a few seconds. There we go. Next, honestly, the part I'm most excited about is a new 760 in this nice translucent yellow plastic. 760 being an excellent defense ratchet. First coming to us with Leon Crest, and now the pink black shell and the random booster of our Flame Cerberus. Finally, Taper. I don't have to say much about Taper. Everyone knows Taper. We'll give it decent movement, not really much acceleration, but we'll kind of stick more toward the outsides without riding the acceleration rail too much. It'll be a nice medium movement bay. So just going to put it together quickly, get the final look with our CX tool. Again, coming to us with Pegasus Blast and the Shark Scale deck set. Putting them all together, using the tool and just twisting it until you hear that small snap. Ratchet and bit. There we go. Very interesting shape. Little taller than I expected it to, especially with the assist blade. But you see that it did a lot to try to cover attackers' low attacks from the bottom. Trying to use the gap to stick in from the main blade. Grabbing our Shark Scale as the comparison. When it attacks, it would go towards that gap, either attacking the ratchet specifically or the assist blade, hopefully bouncing it back or getting caught in between the assist and the main blade. may be destabilizing it, but we will see how Fort Hornet works in battle as we put it against Shark Scale and a series of other Beyblades, such as our Wizard Rod, 160 Hexa, Silver Wolf, and a few others, just to get a wide encompassing of battle data for Fort Hornet. So we will see you all in the stadium shortly. Alright everybody, welcome to the battle test where we are putting our Fort Hornet Bay up against a series of competitors to see how this does in battle. Is this bay just for the shelf or is it good in the stadium? We are going to be doing 4-point matches using our Wizard Rod, 160 Hexa, our Shark Scale, 450 level, our Silver Wolf, which has made an appearance in every video, 560 Hexa, and just for fun, putting it against the previous CX Bay Antler Stag. We have our dual launcher attachment from Noozle 3D. Like I said, going to be doing matches with 4 points, going first against Silver Wolf. See how it works. 3, 2, 1. Fort Hornet having good movement with the taper bit. Got in a good hit, but not enough as it just bounced off of Silver Wolf straight into the pocket. That is 2 points. Silver Wolf going again. 3, 2, 1. The balance bay is moving pretty well, getting some good hits on Silver Wolf. Able to push it back, knocking it unstable, but it's not enough. It is going to be a spin out victory, 3-0. One more time, 3, 2, 1. Fort Hornet getting in a lot of little barrage attacks. Already tilted, trying to get under Silver Wolf. Got under, but not enough. That is a victory for Silver Wolf. As this is our balance bay, I'm going to be putting this one next against Shark Scale. 3, 2, 1. This one is going to probably come down to a spin victory on either of them. They're just chasing each other around the stadium, neither of them looking to connect. Got some small contacts. I think that was a draw. We're going to relaunch that one. Taper and level. Just spun just enough to give them some rotations. Shark Scale finding Fort Hornet for some collisions. But will it be enough to knock down Fort Hornet? Shark Scale is already looking tired. This might be a victory for Fort Hornet if it can stay away just long enough. There we go. 1 point Fort Hornet. We are at 1-1. Go again. 3, 2, 1. A little harder launch, going straight into an extreme dash. Hit for Shark Scale. Fort Hornet tries a return, but he misses. Now they are just dancing around each other again in the middle of the stadium. That is a point for Fort Hornet. 2-1. This one is closer than I thought it was going to be. 3, 2. Oh. 3, 2, 1. one hit straight into the pocket. Now we are at 3-2. This may be it if Shark Skull can pull off another victory. 3, 2, 1. That was a hit for Shark Skull, but not enough to push it out of the stadium. They are slowing down again. This may be another victory for Fort Hornet, which would make it 3-3. Alright, we are moving to a tiebreaker that is 3-3. Next point wins. 3, 2, 1. And again, they're just dancing around the stadium. Shark Skull looking to get out some early energy into Fort Hornet. But with Shark Skull so low, hitting the bounce might just be bouncing off of Fort Hornet. That is one win for the CX Bay Fort Hornet. Moving on, you're going to be putting it up against Wizard Rod, our 160 Hexa. 3, 2, 1. This one is just going. It's going to be a slower battle. Fort Hornet just laying in to Wizard Rod, making him tilt, moving around the stadium, but Wizard Rod able to recover, stabilize, and get the point. 1-0. Going again. 3, 2, 1. Small extreme dash hit Wizard Rod. Hornet trying to knock it unstable. But Wizard Rod is just too tough, especially on Hexa. Fort Hornet doesn't have the stamina. That is another point for Wizard Rod. Two to 0. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip. Fort Hornet trying to find a way to get into that extreme dash rail, but not able to go fast enough, so his extreme dash doesn't have the power needed to knock over Wizard Rod. Now just circling him, tiring himself out, while Wizard Rod can go for days. Peppering him through his circular ring. Moving Wizard, but not able to subdue him. 3-0. This may be it. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Nice, easy attacks for Hornet. Wizard just staying in the middle of the stadium. Fort Hornet not having the power or the speed to move to that acceleration rail. This will just be another spin out victory. Said easy victory for Wizard Rod with 4-0. Now, just for fun, we are putting Fort Hornet up against the other CX Bay Antler Stag. Our balance type versus defense type. 3, 2, 1. Antler Stag finding the middle of the stadium just like Wizard Rod. But with that high needle bit, it will be easier to knock him unstable. They're both tilting. Can either of them stabilize, or will they scrape? Fort Hornet able to stabilize, and that is 1 point for Fort Hornet. Going again, 3, 2, 1. Immediate attacks. Antler Stag finding the middle of the stadium, but tilting hard. Fort Hornet laying into Antler. That is 2-0. And again, 3, 2, 1. And they're stacked with an acceleration rail extreme dash. Hit Fort Hornet unstable. Will he scrape or will he recover, getting under antler stag, making a bounce, and that is 3-0. That was almost a win for Antler, but not enough. Final 1, 3, 2, 1. Fort Hornet bouncing around the stadium, looking for a way to get some of that extra acceleration moving down the slope. Antler stag spinning, spiraling, and that is it. 4 points, Fort Hornet. And now we will be moving on to our final thoughts. Okay, what do we think about Fort Hornet? I think he performed slightly better than I was expecting. As we said, this one is basically a remodel of Hell's Reaper. For the CX bays, Antler Stag did not perform well, only winning 1 of the 16 matches we had him up against, while Fort Hornet actually got 2 victories. With its 4 points and relatively circle shape, I think Fort Hornet is a nice pickup. I think you can make it competitive. Maybe a different assist blade. 760 is a good defense ratchet. I think if you were to get any of them, given what we've seen so far, definitely grab Fort Hornet. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys are going to be picking up any of these, if you've seen these in your local shops. I found these on Amazon, and I will see you all again in the next video.